Yo, yo. Yo, yo, what it do, y'all? It's your guy Bendu. How y'all feeling? So this is gonna be kind of a short stream, but I wanted to go ahead and get this out because I know the boys is coming out this week, so I wanted to go ahead and get it out. But um let's go ahead and get into it. So the boys episode 7. I thought this was another solid episode. Um this episode has honestly solidified Soldier Boy as my favorite character in the boys right now in this season. He's fucking hilarious. This guy is hilarious. Like literally everything. Like it was two lines that had me so weak, bro. The line when he was like, when he was, and again, this is a spoiler review, so just to let you guys know. But the line where he was like, when Huey was like freaking out, I guess when Butcher went into the coma induced by Mindstorm, and he was like, you know what I do when I'm scared? Nothing, because I'm not a fucking pussy. I was like, yo, bro, you're tweaking right now, bro. You gotta relax, simmer down, bro. But then he also had the second line was when Huey was like, he kept asking Huey if he was hearing, did you hear that? He was like, nah. He was like, maybe you should lay off the weed. He was like, maybe you should gargle my ball sack. Like, yo, this guy's a dick, but like he's hilarious. And it's like, I don't know, he's hilarious, but you also get that terrifying element from him as you get from Homelander. Honestly, just like the scene when Black Noir was having like his little like Snow White and the dwarvesmen and the animals, like his little trip. Like seeing how like how Homeboy was treating him was crazy. Then he when he was beating the shit out of Gunpowder, he was like, "Oh, come on, lighten up, Gunpowder. Don't be a fucking pussy." Like, he literally cusses like an old ass nigga because he is an old ass nigga. He's old as shit. He's an old racist ass nigga. So it makes sense. But um, this episode definitely like gave you a lot of characterization in terms of Soldier Boy. But I think it gave you a lot more in terms of Homelander. Like, this is the first time we've seen Homelander was shook. He almost got them cheeks clapped last week, bro. and in the Hero Gasm episode, he almost got clapped, and he's like shook. Like when he went to go see Maeve and she saw the concealer, she was like, "Do you have a bruise?" You could just tell he wanted to kill her right there, but he wanted to harvest her eggs or whatever. So Maeve is going to be one of my predictions. I have two predictions with her, so I'm going to do my predictions at the end of the review. But yeah, man, so much to love in this episode with Homelander. That interaction between him and Maeve. Maeve was like, "This is still a top 3 day." I saw you scared. You could just tell that was eating them up the fuck alive. Kimiko and Frenchie continue, like everybody keeps saying like, "Oh, Starlight and Huey are the heart of the show." They're the pureness. Kimiko and Frenchie, man, like just two people who have had fucked up, screwed up lives somehow finding love together. Is that story is just amazing. And like, seeing the love Kimiko has for Frenchie, like I felt like it was always there, but they never really showed it like they do this season. Like, because clearly Frenchie cares about her, but we never really seen that reciprocated as much as you do this season, and I'm really loving seeing it reciprocated this much. I think they probably saw that from the previous seasons, and that's why they really wanted to harp on and focus on their relationship. And usually like these points of the show will be a drag on it, but it's just an added bonus. It's like at no point am I like, all right, get these two off screen. I like it, even though I'm more excited about seeing Homelander fuck somebody up or a Soldier Boy like saying some crazy wild shit. Like, this doesn't, like, I'm never annoyed by them being on screen. Like, there's no plot point in here I've been annoyed by, honestly. Only thing I'm asking, where that nigga Stan Edgar at, bro? We need him back. Because he was amazing. He was my favorite character in the show. But then he, obviously he left in episode 5, was it? In episode 5? I don't know if he left the show or just, well, clearly he has, because he's been voicing, himself still. Like, he voiced himself in the flashback with Noir. So, but still, regardless. Yeah, man. So this episode was dope. The whole Mindstorm, twist, but the main theme of the show, which was the relationship between fathers and brothers and just family as a whole, things like that. Looking out for the people you love. Seeing Butcher, what he went through with his brother, like Butcher's a dick. There's no way around it. Butcher's a dick, and it's like you see that because of his upbringing and what he went through with his father and everything. It makes sense. But at the same time, it's like you have a choice to not be a dick now. And clearly, like we see at the end of the episode when Starlight tells him about the compound, how the temporary V, the temp V, I think that's what they've been calling it, the temp V. It literally turns she said it turns your brain into Swiss cheese. Like it's going to kill you. 3 to 5 doses kills you. Butcher's at 4. Butcher's at 4 doses. He took the first one with gunpowder. I think he took another one in Moscow. He took one at Hero Gasm, and then he took one when they went after Homeboy. Now, I don't know if he took another one when he went to Mallory's house, because that would be 5 for Butcher if he took it going to Mallory's house too. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was still like what was left over in his system from going after gunpowder. So anyway, either way, he's at 4, and I think Huey's at like 3. Huey did Moscow, Hero Gasm. No, Huey's at 4 too. Huey did Moscow when they went after Soldier Boy. Butcher's at 5. Holy shit. Butcher's at 5 and Huey's at 4. Because Butcher did it when they went after Soldier Boy at Crimson Countess's crib. Damn. Butcher's donezo. Like, definitely done. Huey might have a chance, but seeing what happened at the end where Butcher's like, we're gonna go get this motherfucker. Like, all that shit. My British accent sucks. But yeah. But like seeing the choice that Butcher made at the end by not telling Huey about the side effects of the Temp V, Butcher's a dick. There's no other way around it. Like, you just went through all that and learned nothing, literally. Like, you went through all that and learned nothing. So, but Carl Urban's acting phenomenal. Like, just that scene where he's standing at the pool table, you see him crying, and you kind of see, like, I feel like in his mind when he like wiped the tears away, like Matt, he was like that. I feel like in his mind he heard his dad saying, "Stop being such a fucking puff," basically. So, but yeah, this episode was fire, man. Everything about it. obviously, like the whole twist at the end too. Like, I am your father. Like, we find out Soldier Boy is the biological father of Homelander, and it's like it makes sense. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff from Hero Guys, and Homelander's like, no, I'm the upgrade. It's like, wow, how is that dynamic going to work? Like, you have a grandson, bro. Like that's crazy. That's really crazy. And it's like seeing how, like, he would have gave up the spotlight, as he said, if he would have known. But what's interesting is, how's Homelander going to take this? Is Homelander in the mental space where he's like, I can't share the spotlight with you. I don't even I like you're the family I've like wanted, but or not necessarily you're the family I've wanted, but you're my biological father, like, a possible family, but I want my family on my terms now, basically. So is he like, fuck you? Because I saw the promo trailer where like Black Noir is sharpening his knives to get ready to throw down with Soldier Boy. Now, unless they gave him more V and he's like more powerful than he was last time he fought Soldier Boy, I don't think that's gonna work. Which I don't think he's more power. Like, I don't think he got more power. So it's like, you're gonna get your ass kicked again, bro. Like Black Noir, you're gonna get your ass kicked again. Like, you see Homelander was like walking up to him. He was like, and this is from the promo, from the teaser trailer for the final episode. He was like, you can literally sharpen those things for like 1,000 hours and it still wouldn't cut his skin. Like, it's crazy, man. So I'm curious to see how Homelander's going to take this news. Are they going to form an alliance? I think this obviously is going to, like, the deal's off with Butcher. I definitely believe that he's not going to kill his son. And but I think it's going this season finale is going to be crazy, bro. Like, but just to stick with this episode, let me think. Is there any, like, Starlight's whole storyline going to finding out about a 10V was cool too? Like, I'm just, bro, episode 8. Let's go ahead and get into predictions, yo. Let's go ahead and get into predictions. I have 2 predictions about Maeve. Actually, 3. I have 3. I think Maeve is pregnant with Butcher's kid. I think they're going to explain it, like, I think they're basically going to say that, like, with compound V and her being a soup, it kind of speeds up the birthing process. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Because if she's pregnant, like, because my third prediction was going to be, I think she's going to die at the end of this season. So I think she's going to be pregnant. I think that they're going to break her out, and I think she's going to be kind of like, I think they're going to expose Homelander. She's going to be kind of like a resistance figure against Vought or some shit like that. Or they might go into the Me Too stuff next season. Think about that. Think what they could do with that. They kind of already did it in season 1, but they can do it, kind of retread it again, maybe. Who knows? But maybe more so resistance though than Me Too. So like underground resistance. But I was gonna say, I think she's gonna be the figurehead because I think she would die. But if she dies, then that means Butcher's kid dies. And I would like to see her give birth to Butcher's kid. That would be interesting to see. That would be very interesting to see. So I'm gonna take away my death, even though she might. So, but those are my 3. Those are my 3 with Maeve. I think Huey and Butcher, I think somehow they're gonna take regular compound V, and it's gonna basically make them permanent. They're gonna have to be permanent soups going forward. So it's gonna negate the effects from the temp V. So I think that's gonna happen. I think A-Train is actually gonna sacrifice himself in the finale fighting Homelander. I wholeheartedly believe that. I think he's going to die this season. I think he's going to, he saw behind the curtain, he saw Vought, and I think he got a good head on his shoulders now. And I think he's going to sacrifice himself like he promised, like he told what's his name? Starlight's first boyfriend. I forgot his name already. The Rocket guy. I think this is Rocket something. I don't know. But I think that he's going to sacrifice himself fighting Homelander. Or him and Deep are going to kill each other, which would be fucking hilarious. But I would rather see A-Train go out fighting Homelander. So I think A-Train's going to go bite the dust. I think Deep's going to bite the dust, just doing something dumb. Like, I don't know. It's just something stupid. He's going to die. Oh, like, I love Deep. Deep is hilarious, bro. I was just talking to my homie on the phone. I'm like, yo, Deep is like the most hilarious character on here. But yeah. So, but I think Deep's going to bite the dust. And I think most of the main people, and I said this, I think they have to kill somebody in the main crew this season, and I think it's going to be Frenchie. I think they want to rip our hearts out. I think it's going to be Frenchie, and Kimiko is going to be on the fucking warpath in the fourth and hopefully final season. Because I hope, look, the boys right now, they're at like a crescendo right now. This is one of the best shows I've ever seen personally. Like, and I've heard people say like this is one of the best shows on television right now. This is one of the best shows I've ever seen. Like, I'll rank this up there with like Daredevil for me. Like the boys right now, season 3. Like, I rank this up there with Daredevil, season 3, and everything like that. I think Daredevil is like the best television ever, especially when it comes to comic book films. But the boys is even transcending that because this is just a dope show, period. So I feel like they should go out on the high, go out with all the accolades and the praise and everything and just move on. Like Anthony Starr, he needs to get an Emmy for his performance, man. His performance this season, I posted on Twitter talking, when I was talking to the GOAT Film Podcast, I was like, I think he should play Reverse Flash. So one of my things is I think that you should get Eddie from Stranger Things to replace Ezra Miller to play Flash. Get him as the Flash. Get the bull who plays Eddie in Stranger Things to be Flash, and cast Anthony Starr as Reverse Flash. Straight up, that would be fire. As Eobard Thawne, fire. But yeah, he needs an Emmy because he's killing it. He's killing this role. This is one of the best villains. Period. This is definitely one of the best television villains I've seen. Homelander is one of the best television villains ever, in my opinion. But yeah, so I hope this show ends on 4 or at least 5. Don't take it longer than it needs to be, because I know, and again, these are the people who are doing the show for what is it called? They were the showrunners, or one of them. I think Eric Kripke, he was one of the showrunners for Supernatural. So we all know Supernatural, I think, is like the longest running show, the longest show that was on air. So no, don't go out on a good note, is what I gotta say. So episode 7 of The Boys, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fire, but what matters most is, what did you guys think about it? What are you guys' predictions for the season finale? Hop in the comment section down below. Type down there, let me know. So we're gonna go ahead and move into the next topic, which is, gotta get my notes. Let me get my notes out, guys. Forgot what my next topic was. Oh, here we go. I write my notes like a fucking schoolboy nerd and shit. Thor Love and Thunder expectations. I know you guys have been seeing the reviews. They have not. They've been okay. Like, I think I saw last one I saw was like 70%. Still looking forward to this movie. Like I said, I think Gore is one of the best comic book villains in recent years. His story arc is fire. The obvious religious overtones that he has to his character. His whole thing is killing gods, basically. Like, that's fucking fire. Like, I'm just going to go see it on that point from a religious standpoint, because I'm a philosophical nut as well. So that should be fire to do. But I said from the beginning, like, once I saw Taika Waititi get involved with Thor, and I'm a Ragnarok fan. I like Ragnarok a lot. But I'm like, I'm not expecting, like, with Gore, I'm not expecting comic book Gore. I think he's going to be good in terms of a villain for the MCU, but he's not going to be like the Gore everybody wants from the comic books, because that's not Taika Waititi's style. We all know Taika Waititi is more comedic with his style, flamboyant and everything, and I love him for that as a director. He's a great visionary director, but in terms of like what I want to see from Thor in terms of Gore, like, that's not like Gore, but at the same time, I'm down to see Taika's take, because at the end of the day, like I said, Taika's a dope director. So in terms of that, I knew what we were going to get from Gore. But it's Christian Bale too, so I'm like, it's not going to be horrible. So now the thing I was worried about though was Jane Foster, because I think Jane Foster, although Gore's story is also a very serious story. It has heavy drama elements to it. The whole cancer storyline with Jane Foster, I'm like, if you're doing Jane Foster Thor, you kind of have to do the cancer storyline, because that's like a hallmark of that's what made the character interesting. Like, they would have just brought Jane Foster and it's like, oh look, it's fucking Jane Foster. Like I would have been like, this is boring, kind of trash. I don't care. But the reason why I fucked with it so much was because they added the cancer element. And like she has to literally be a hero. Every time she becomes Thor, she dies more. When she reverts back to her normal form, she dies. So it's like you kind of have to have that in the movie. And it's like they have it in there, cool. If they don't, fine. But that was my biggest worry because Jane Foster's my favorite version of Thor. I love Odinson. Don't get it twisted. I love Odinson. When I was in high school, I was reading like a lot of the Walt Simonson runs. Then I read the what was the run? I think it was the Straczynski run when he came back from Ragnarok. I read the Ragnarok too, the Avengers disassembled Thor version when Iron Man and Captain America and Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill was awesome in that story when they went to help Thor fight Surtur and Loki and all those guys. But the Walt Simonson, Straczynski, and then Jason Aaron's run with gore and everything like that. Like, oh my god, fire! I think you can put Jason Aaron up there with some of the best comic book visionaries up there. Like I wouldn't put him on Hickman level, but he's dope, especially Thor. But yeah, so like I love Jane Foster's story. She's my favorite. She's one of my favorite characters, in recent memory. So I was like, you have to do her justice. I like that Natalie Portman's playing her. Natalie Portman's a fantastic actress as well. So it's like, do this right. You guys got her back. Let's get it right. So, but seeing like a lot of the trailers where they were playing her more comedically, I was like, I don't know if they're going to do the cancer element, and I honestly don't think they are. From what I haven't heard anything or seen anything, so I don't think they're going to do it. Honestly, I think Taika's just going to sidestep it and add her in for comedic relief and everything. But overall, as long as I laugh through this movie, at least I'll be fine. That's how I feel about the Thor film. Like I said, people, and we're going to talk about this when we talk about the Marvel is. Actually, we're going to talk about that. I think I'll talk about Stranger Things another day because I want to talk about that with somebody else. I guess we can go right into like, is the MCU mid? Has the MCU been mid post Endgame? Yes and no. We have gotten mid quality things. You feel me? I think. Actually, no, I can't even because I've thoroughly enjoyed everything we've gotten from the dog. I never thought they would make me like Miss Marvel. I was like, this shit looks trash. I'm not watching this. It's one of my favorite things they did in Phase 4. I'm not even going to front. And I was a hater of the show, a detractor, not because of the reasons all these other jackholes are saying, but just because it just didn't seem like it was for me. But it's giving me everything I wanted from Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like I feel like we got aspects of the high school kid dealing with teen drama and shit like that on top of being a superhero. Like we got that, but I feel like we didn't get a lot of it because it's a 2-hour movie. You got to focus on other things. It's Spider-Man. You need the spectacle element and everything. With this, they really ginned up that high school teen, not teen drama, but comedy kind of. It feels like it feels like an old like early 2000s, late 90s sitcom. That's what it feels like with a Pakistani family. And I love it. It's fire. I didn't see the new episode. Like I said, I'm gonna just wait till it finishes because I think there's like 6 episodes. Episode 5 just came out today, so I'm just gonna wait and review the whole show instead of doing, So, but yeah, things like Captain Marvel or not Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, I really enjoyed. Loki was a high for me. I loved Loki. That was one of my favorite things. I think the movies may be mid because all right, let me look up, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, yeah, Black Widow was mid. Black Widow was mid. What else came out? Black Widow was mid. I like Shang-Chi a lot. Shang-Chi was fire. So Shang-Chi wasn't mid. I liked Eternals a lot too. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I like that movie a lot. Obviously, No Way Home slap. Oh, I don't think Multiverse of Madness was mid either. And that leads us into Thor Love and Thunder. Now, when you go to the television side, WandaVision was good. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, it was all right. I don't think it was mid. Loki was fire. What if fire? Hawkeye was mid. I'm not gonna fraud. Hawkeye was mid. Moon Knight, I like that a lot, especially towards the end. Oscar Isaacs deserves an Emmy too, in my opinion. Anthony Starr and Oscar Isaac. deserves Emmy nominations. And like I said, I love Miss. That's my favorite thing they've done. And like, I'll say television wise, film wise, I'm gonna say I. It might be my favorite thing. Period. Miss Marvel, and that's because the characters are so good in this show. It's ridiculous. So up to this point, I'm going to say the MCU has not been mid. Like the MCU is finally doing what everybody's been saying, oh, they need to change it up and do this, do that. When they finally do it, nobody fucking likes it. And it's like, you guys just don't like anything. Now, if you genuinely don't like the movie, I'm not saying like, oh, if you don't like the movie, no. If you don't like it, that's fine. But to say it's mid, to say it's trash, come on, stop it. Knock it off. Knock it off. I think the MCU is doing great right now. I'm looking forward to the future projects they got coming up. Like, what's coming up next? We got Thor Love and Thunder, obviously, on the movie side. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Black Panther because I'm one of those people. I think they should have recast it. Chadwick. That's what Chadwick would have wanted, in my opinion. I'm excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Guardians 3, I don't know how I feel about that. And the Marvels. I'm actually excited about the Marvels now because I like Monica Rambeau in WandaVision. And I like Miss Marvel. I like Kamala Khan's character. So I like that's two things I like, you know. And I like what's her face, Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I think her film could have been better. So I think adding in these elements, I wish we could have got one more movie with her by herself. That's what I'll say. I wish we could have got one like her a proper Captain Marvel sequel film. But I get why they're doing what they're doing with the film. So we'll see how that plays out. But television shows, like I said, I like WandaVision a lot. I thought the Falcon and Winter Soldier, that should have been 10 episodes, in my opinion. A lot of these shows should have been 10. I think Loki was perfect. WandaVision should have been a little episode longer, which it was supposed to be, but COVID restrictions. So I give that one kind of a pass. What If was fine. I think Hawkeye should have been longer too, 10, 12 episodes. And Moon Knight definitely should have been longer, in my opinion. So that's honestly my issue with Marvel television is that like, yo, y'all are not doing movies. You have all the time in the world to do this. Like, I'm not saying do like, like the CW does like that. I feel like that's what drags the CW down, minus like Superman and Lois and Legends, before they canceled it. But I'm not saying do like 23 episodes or anything like that, but give your story room to breathe. You have the time to do that. Give it room to breathe. So that's what I will say about that. And I think I'll go ahead and close the stream out there, guys. So thank you to everybody that tuned in. As always, like, subscribe, and share. Emphasis on all that, all that. Look out for me and Wrapped Out Shizz and ASAP Aaron. It's like, nah. But our guy Young Trey, look out for us on coming up. We're gonna be recording the next episode of Extendo Clip Podcast. So look out for that. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace. Be easy.